Good evening from Austin, Texas. I'm really glad to be a part of this evening recognizing outstanding student athletic achievement, and I'm incredibly honored to introduce Bethany Neczypor into the North Royalton Athletic Hall of Fame. In preparing to give this speech, I was wondering what the criteria were to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. And there are 6 criteria listed. And going down the checklist, Bethany definitely meets all of the criteria. However, 3 and 4 stood out at me. Criteria 3 asks, has the athlete demonstrated a high degree of skill and performance? Emphatically, yes, Bethany has. Not only did she earn her spot individually to state meet 4 years in a row, she was integral in helping her 2005 freshman team qualify to state meet for the first time ever in North Royalton's gymnastics history. In high school, as each year passed, the challenge and competition grew. The need to outperform year over year was necessary to place and be recognized. As a level 10 gymnast, Bethany's senior year was not her peak, but only the beginning of her athletic successes. In 2008, she placed 4th in the all-around competition. Helping secure her 4th place honor, she also placed 3rd on floor and 4th on beam and bars. She went on to continue her string of excellence at Cornell University, where she was a 2-time All-American on beam and bars, a Capital One second-team academic All-American, Ivy League bar champion, 4-time member of the Scholastic All-American gymnastics team, and a 3-time USAG Collegiate National Qualifier, among others. Bethany's gymnastics successes were due to her tenacious drive and her ability to work with all the tools provided for her. I don't believe there is a finite set of qualities that encompass outstanding achievement. However, there are a few that seem to embody most successful athletes. Every coach, parent, and student athlete would probably agree that included in that set are the value of experiences, confidence, and motivation. I can't be 100% certain what keeps Bethany motivated and confident, but as her coach, I can say I observed her process, and it seems to be cyclical. Bethany was not without her struggles and disappointments, but those negatives were never her focus. She has amazing drive and willpower. If she falls, she gets up. She puts forth tremendous effort. She puts 100% into everything she attempts. She combines her drive, will, and effort to set goals that are realistic and relevant. At the end of each cycle, she is either elevated to the next level, a level she set for herself, or she adjusts and then does it again. This process can't be complete without experiences. Competitive experiences are an important part to the growth of an athlete, but I think if you were to ask Bethany what were her best experiences from gymnastics, she would tell you a funny story about her team. As selfless as she is tenacious, it was the North Royalton meets and the memories with her team. They are what's most important to her. She treated her teammates, some who had never done gymnastics before high school, as her equal. And most importantly, they had fun. I don't know if the value of experience is innate within Bethany or it was taught to her by her wonderfully supportive parents, Bill and Jeannie, but this is a great example of criteria 4. Has the athlete demonstrated good citizenship in and out of school? During her time at North Royalton as an athlete and outstanding student, graduating magna cum laude, she was humble and a champion to everyone. She managed to find time and commitment for the North Royalton High School Marching Band, the National Honor Society. She also was a member of Link Crew, helping students transition into high school. Maybe this is where she found the joy to continue helping people. Although Bethany has hung up her grip bag and retired from her 20-hour-a-week practices 50 weeks a year as a level 10 gymnast and an NCAA Division I athlete, a member of the Cornell 400 Club with a GPA of 4.0 or higher, I'm pretty sure Bethany's was higher, graduating magna cum laude, and also awarded the Thomas Arthur Ryan Undergraduate Research Award in Psychology. Today, she continues on her journey of excellence, where she is still working smart at Ohio University in the Clinical Psychology Doctoral Program. Congratulations, Bethany. Truly deserved award. Thank you so much for allowing me to introduce you. Good night.
Folks, one more time, congratulations for our new inductee, Bethany Neczypor.
Alright, I want to thank Tony for volunteering to make that video, since you couldn't be here tonight. Tony was my high school coach all 4 years that I was here, and she was a big part of why my experience here was so special. We all enjoyed the encouragement and enthusiasm that she brought to the team, and the way she all supported us. When I received the call about my induction, it was very exciting, and I'm so grateful for this recognition. Now, high school gymnastics, as Tony said, it was not the beginning of my career, and it wasn't the end either. However, reflecting back, I realized that high school gymnastics was a turning point in my career. In club gymnastics, which is where I began as a young child, everyone really progresses through the levels at their own pace, and every level competes in different sections of a meet. So high school was the first time that the team aspect really became the focus, and it made the sport that much more exciting. For example, there was a lot of anticipation my freshman year because the team had a lot of talent, and there was a chance that we could advance far in the postseason. We had some bumps along the way. Our senior captain, Megan Murray, got injured at sectionals and it looked like she would be done for the season. And I personally got strep throat the night before districts, and so I had to compete when I wasn't feeling well. But somehow we still pulled it all together and we qualified for state for the first time in school history. And I still remember that as one of the most memorable times in my life. In that year, I really learned what it meant to be part of a team working together for a goal. And after that, I knew I was interested in continuing gymnastics in the college level. So I was really thrilled to be recruited by college coaches, but the thought of being expected to perform for a Division I team was pretty intimidating. The practices at Cornell were more intense, all of my teammates were incredibly talented, and all the stakes were higher. Just a small step on a landing could cost us the win for a meet. However, it was something that I could handle. The discipline that you learn in high school will help prepare you for the challenges to come in life. I also learned in college that adversity can strike at the most inopportune times. I suffered from an ACL tear my freshman year of college just before I was slotted to compete all 4 events for my team. And that was a goal that I'd been working toward all year. The tear required surgery and 6 months of physical therapy. And at the time, the injury seemed devastating, but it was ultimately something I learned that I could overcome. Now, behind every athlete on the podium is a team of people, such as coaches, teammates, and family, that are critically important to that athlete's success, and that was certainly the case with me. So today I want to take the time to thank some of those important people in my life. I'd first like to thank the athletic department and the school for their funding and support of our high school gymnastics team. Gymnastics is a sport that doesn't really bring in much revenue, but it does require a lot of expensive equipment if you're going to have home meets. So I'm so thankful for the school that they allowed me to represent them doing the sport that I love. Of course, I wouldn't be here without my coaches either. When I was a child, I wasn't the most skilled or talented gymnast, yet there were coaches who really saw my potential, and they worked with me day in and day out to help shape me into a better athlete. They trained me not only to be physically strong, but mentally strong as well. Their lessons in focus, confidence, and attitude made me a stronger person and have stayed with me for all those years to come. Gymnastics is not typically a sport that attracts a huge crowd. That being said, all of you should go see some gymnastics meets, they're pretty cool. But my family was there to endure long meets and support me. I had friends and extended family and siblings come to various meets. My grandparents, who are here today, were some of my biggest fans, and it was especially nice to have them there sporting the Royalton gear. And also to give you an idea of some of the support that I had, when I was competing, I would usually block out any noise around me so that I could focus. And in my high school meets, I clearly remember my 7-year-old brother, Evan, cheering so loud that he was the only voice I could hear. And of course, none of this would have been possible without my parents' support. Recognizing my love for the sport at a young age, they nurtured my development, they found good coaches for me, and they paid for my training. I remember long road trips to meets as a child with them. I remember my father's unwavering belief in me. When I would go to him, frustrated when I couldn't master a skill, he would say to me, "Remember, Bethany, it's not if, it's when." It wasn't a matter of if I would master the skill. With hard work, I would get it, and he was sure of that. My dad would also remind me that life is about balance. It was important for me to value my academics and also to have other interests as well. My mother was always very involved in my training, and she was crucial to my success. She learned the scoring, she knew the names of all the skills, and she could even give me helpful tips. She taught me that improvement takes more than hard work and stubbornness, which is something that I had. She taught me that it also often requires you to take a step back, analyze the situation, and make changes to what you're doing. I was such a perfectionist and I always wanted to just forget my mistakes, but my mother encouraged me to learn from them. Finally, I want to talk about my teammates. Sports are about hard work, but it's important to remember that they're also about having fun and making friends. My North Royalton High School teammates were especially welcoming of me and really made the experience special. I look back at my high school and college years and I remember so much laughter. I don't remember exactly who scored and who placed at what meet, but I do remember those who took me under their wing. I do remember what it felt like to be accepted and embraced by my fellow teammates. Remember, your most important legacy is not your accomplishments, but your sportsmanship toward your teammates and your character. Thank you.